ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरकृष्णे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य कलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजय आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 37, verse number 1. So in the previous chapter we read the killing of Aristasura, and then Narada coming and informing Kamsa about Krishna and Balaram, and then Kamsa had a meeting, called his ministers and especially Akrura, and he asks Akrura to bring Krishna and Balaram to Mathura, and he arranged for a big sacrifice yagya. So now in this chapter there is killing of two more asuras before he goes to Mathura. So one is Keshi, other is Vyomasura. So we see that in Krishna's life there are many asuras which appear, a lot of killing. Sometimes people become scared why so many people are getting killed, and this question is asked that it's a little bit problematic to tell Krishna stories to children because so much killing. But the fact is that if we want to be with Krishna, then everything which is non-Krishna has to be removed mercilessly. Otherwise it is not possible. You can have dream in your mind that we are devotees, we are Raganugas, we are Bhaktas, whatever. But that is just an imagination. It is actually an operation of the heart without anesthesia. So this is what he is doing, because all these asuras are sitting inside us. And we have to recognize them and get them out if we want to be with Krishna. Otherwise, we are with Kamsa, happily. So that is the message from these stories. So Keshi, Vyomasura, Rishtasura, Aghasura, Bakasura, Dhenukasura, all these Vatsasura, various forms. So our attachment to material things comes in all these various forms. And it is very persisting. It does not leave you easily. Even when you recognize, first it is difficult to recognize that I have it. That's why these stories are being told, so that we can enjoy listening that Krishna is killing the asuras. But the reality is different. Reality is that these asuras will be killed inside us, and that killing is going to be very unpalatable. So here it is palatable because we can hear the story, feel good, happily talk about it. But ultimately it is us who have to get rid of these asuras from inside. Because we are mixture of all these three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. And asuras are nothing but tamas, rajas. So we have to get out of that and ultimately get out of sattva also. That is another thing. When you get out of this, then you have some sattvic vrittis which also keep holding you. They are even more problematic because you don't recognize them as asuric. So then you see, well, what is wrong with this? I'm only reciting this stotra, I'm only doing this puja, right? Or I'm doing this vrata, or this parikrama. So all these things also come. If we are fortunate, we can go to that level. And then we have to transcend that also. So that's what bhakti is all about. It's all anyabhilasita sunyam gyan karma dhenavritam. So a lot of abhilasha, a lot of desires are there. And then when desires are not there, then desireness is there. So that desireness has made a nest inside, in the corner of the heart. Like you have the room and in the corners you have these spider nets. So they quietly stick there. Even if the wind is blowing, nothing happens to them. So you can clean here, there, but they remain sticking there. So all that has to be removed. So this is what Krishna does, cleaning. So Sri Shuka uvacha Keshi tu kansa prahita khurairmahim mahahayo nirjarayan manojavaha satavdhuta भ्रमिमान संकुलम kurvanna bhoheshita bhishitakhila. So Keshi was already ordered by Kamsa in the previous chapter. So very faithful, obedient to his master, he is coming here. So Kesi tu kamsa prahita khurair mahi. So Kesi, and tu is used as a change of subject. That is a new topic. So he came being asked by Kamsa. Kamsa Prahita, sent by Kamsa. So he came in a very powerful way. If you have to fight, then you have to have Utsaha, Veera Rasa. So there is one of the 12 rasas is Veera Rasa. So heroic rasa. And what is the sthai bhav for that? Utsaha. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the basic ingredient for fighting. Otherwise you cannot fight. So if you want to fight, you have to have utsaha. And therefore Rupa Goswami, what does he say? First thing says utsaha. Utsaha nishcha dharya tat karma pravartanat. So utsaha is the first thing he lists. If you want to be successful in bhakti, then you have to be enthusiastic, because you have to fight. This is not job of some cowardly person. So therefore Krishna says Uttishtha.
Apparently your head is half chopped off in the video.
Why? Why are you chopping off my head? Okay, I need my head. Otherwise I'll be a ghost. Okay. So therefore Kesi, you see, he is very enthusiastic. And he is Khurair Mahim Nirjarayan. He is like scratching the earth with his hooves while walking with big power. And Mahahaya, he had a big, gigantic form of a horse. And he was coming at the speed of mind, Manojava. So enthusiastic and also speed. You can be enthusiastic and then a little bit relaxed. No, he wants to reach his goal quickly. Because if goal is good, if you want to go to Krishna, then why delay? Some people say, in this life, this much is enough. Next life, I will do better. So no, you see, Kesi is coming to Krishna, he is coming at the speed of the mind. And Satavadhut Abhra Vimana Sankulam. So when he is moving, then his mane, they have this hair on the top of the neck, it's called Sata in Sanskrit. So this Sata is Avdhuta. Avdhuta here is not like Nityananda Avdhuta or anything. Avdhuta means shaking. So he's shaking the clouds. His mane, he was so tall that he's shaking the clouds and also the planes. There are also planes flying around because many devas used to come here. Remember, he was saying that Krishna goes to the forest, then in the daytime the devas come there. They want to see Krishna. When he's coming back, then they stop him. Vandeman Charanai Pati Vriddhai. Right? We read that in Yugal Geet. Vandeman Charanai Pati Vriddhai. On the way, these Vriddhas like Brahma, etc., they worship his feet. That's why he gets delayed. So there were a lot of, just like these days, if you take the picture of the sky, you see a lot of planes flying. So a lot of planes were flying here in Vrindavan when Krishna was present. And these planes, they got moved by the mane of the horse. this, because these planes are not like modern planes that they have some kind of jet coming out like that. They're calm, they're human living beings. So they are moved by the avdhuta means shaken. They were shaken by it. So this is how he is coming to Vrindavan. So I'll read one more because it's the commentary together. And no, there is one more line. Kurvan nabho heshita bhishitakhila. So when he was doing this, he was also neighing. Neighing, right? The sound of the horse. So the horse was neighing. And he was neighing so loudly that it was very fearsome, terrifying. Like some big noise suddenly happens. So everybody was scared of him because he was huge in size and moving at a great speed and then making big sound. So everyone got scared. What is this? So I think by this time Brijvasis got used to all these unusual things. They were all the time happening. Somebody or the other was always coming. Some bull is coming. Some horse. Donkey also came. Right? Many of them, actually not one. They were in the Talvan. Dhenukasura and all his family members. They were killed by Balaram and Krishna. So all these people coming one after another. And Vishala Netro Vikatasya Kotaro. And he had huge eyes. You can imagine the big eyes. And very terrible mouth. Vikatasya. Because he was opening his mouth. It looked like the hollow of a tree. And Brihad Gala. So very long neck. And Neela Mahambudopamaha. And his color was bluish, like a blue cloud, big cloud. Durashaya Kamsa Hitam Chikirshu. And he had a very bad intention, obviously, because he intended to do good to Kamsa. So Vrajam Sanandasya Jagama Kampayan. So he came to Vraja while shaking earth. Kampayan, what Kampayan? So Vrajam Kampayan or Vrajam Jagama, maybe both. So that's how he came here. Tam trashayantam bhagavan swagokulam tadheshite bali vighurnitam budam atma namajau mrigayantam agrani rupa vayatsa venadan mrigendravat. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna, when he saw him, that he was trashyantam swagokulam, that he was scaring the Gokula, people of his village, and tadheshite bala vighurnitam budam. So he was scaring by his sound, by his neighing, and he was moving the clouds with his tail. He had his tail up in the sky, and the tail was also high that it was touching the clouds and moving them. So Atmanam Ajo Mrigayantam Agrani. And he was searching for Krishna to fight. So Ajo Mrigayantam Atmanam. So Krishna understood that he is coming in search for him. So therefore Krishna himself came. So Agrani Upahavayatsa. So he came and Krishna challenged him. He says, you are looking for me? Come, here I am. So when the horse saw Krishna, then he roared like a lion. Venadan Mrigendravat. That okay, this is the guy coming right in front of me. So Saptatrinshaya Keshi Vadho Bhāva-līlokti-bhihi stutihi Naradena Harischarya Krida Vyoma Badhopyabhut. So he is summarizing the 37th chapter. In 37th chapter, there is description of killing of Keshi, and there is prayers by Narada. Narada will also come and meet Krishna here in Braja, and he will also give a list of Krishna's activity which he will do in future, because Narada is the one who will tell him that now it is time for you to go to Mathura, because different types of enemies lie in different parts, some inside, some outside, some is inside the house, some outside the house. So he says, here you have done a lot of cleaning, now you have more job in Mathura. So he will come and tell him. And then in between there is also description of Krishna playing with cowherd boys, because now his time is over, just 2 more days, and then he will leave. So there is a description of his play. The oldest play in all over the world is hide and seek, right? Krishna was also playing that. Chaurya Krida. And then there is a description of killing of Vyomasura. Vyoma Vadhapya Bhut. So this is the summary of 37th chapter. Keshi tu yah kansa prahita stam bhagwan upahayad iti dutiyena anvaya. So he is saying that, why he says dutiyena? It's actually tritiyena. We have 3 slokas together, right? Upahayat is in 3rd sloka. You have Dutiyena or Tritiyena? That's very strange. So anyway, he says that
I think the Jagam is in the 2nd verse, and he is connecting that with the Jagam there, and that was in 2nd verse.
No, but it's saying Kesi tu ya kamsa prahita stam bhagwan upahavayad. So bhagwan upahavayad is in the 3rd. It's not talking about Jagam. So anyway, somehow that's how. So he's saying that these 3 slokas, they actually make one big sentence according to him. Or yadva nanda brajam jagame iti sheshe deya. Or he says that nanda brajam jagame, it has to be added in the 1st sloka from the 2nd. And then it can make sense, because the 1st one doesn't end. There is no primary. Nirjarayan is there, Shatri Pratyaya, but Shatri needs another main verb that is missing here. Kurvan is there and Nirjarayan is there, but there is no primary verb. So either you have to say Nandasya Vrajam Jagama or Krishna Tam Upahavayat. Like that. Nirjarayan Khurghatair Mahi Nisheshena Jirna Kurvan. So Nirjarayan is Jri Dhatu, which basically means to make something weak or old. So he was hitting the earth with his hoof or hooves and breaking the earth. And Satabhi Kesarair Avdhutani Kampitani Abhrani Vimanani Chatai. And with his mane he was shaking the clouds as well as the aeroplanes. so that you can understand how powerful he was. Someone can shake the plane in the air. It's too powerful. Sankulam Vyaptam. So Nabham Kuruvan. So the sky was full of aeroplanes, according to this description. Kuruvan Heshitam Asvajati Shabda. So he was making the sound Heshita, that is the sound of horse. Balaha Puchalomani Sakeshicha Vyanadat. The word Bala means baby. Bala also means the hair of the tail. They are also called Bala. In Hindi, you say Bal for head hair also, but in Sanskrit not. In Sanskrit, the hair on the head is Kesha. Bala is for the tail. And the body hair is Loma. Hashta Roma. Roma also. Roma, Loma, same thing. Roma means, Rome in Italy means hair. Because it's same as Loma. So Puccha Lomani or Puccha Romani Sakeshi cha Vyanadat. So when Krishna challenged him, then he accepted the challenge. So he also resounded back. And now he is going to attack. So who is going to attack? Krishna's policy is to wait. He sees what moves this person will make, and then he counters the attack. This is how he does. So satam nisamya nishamya bhimukho mukhena kham piban nivabhya dravadatta marshanaha jaghana padbhyam arvindalochanam durasadas chandajabo duratyaha. So here again it is described that when he heard the sound of Krishna, and he heard, or when he saw Krishna, Nisamya can also means hearing or seeing. So when he saw Krishna right coming in front of him, so then he wanted to eat him up. Because he doesn't have horn. It's interesting that he took the form of a horse. At least bull has horn. So we saw Aristasura was charging with the horn. But the horse does not have anything to charge. He can bite you or he can kick you. That's what he can do. Could have become a tiger, lion. No, none of these asuras became tiger. So they only become these other animals. So therefore he opened his mouth, and when he opened the mouth, it was as if he was trying to drink the sky. So can you drink the sky? No. So that means he cannot do anything to Krishna, because he is beyond sky. But the point is that if I can drink the sky, and everything is inside the sky, anything is outside the sky, sky means space. Yeah. He was trying to drink the space. Now that is impossible. And even if you drink, space is unlimited. How much space can you drink? You will become spaced out after some time. Right? So he was drinking the space and he got spaced out. Because the idea was that if I can drink the space and everything is from space, because everything comes from space. From space comes air, from air comes fire, from fire comes water, from water comes earth. And everything is made of these five tattvas. So if he can drink that, then he will finish everything here in Braj. So therefore it says, Mukhena khab. kham piban iva abhyadravat atyamarshana. So as if he was trying to drink the space with his mouth, he ran. And there are 4 adjectives which are applied to him. First of all, atyamarshana. He was very, very angry. Because if you want to fight, you have to get angry. That is the best way to fight. Not like Krishna, that is smiling and fighting. Krishna smiles and he fights. So he was very angry. And he thought that Krishna will also get angry. But you will see he will not get angry. He is not influenced by others. We get influenced by others. Somebody gets angry at us, we also get angry. Just learn to be quiet, what is the problem? You can also stay quiet. It's not necessary that somebody is getting angry at you, then you should also get angry. So we learn from Krishna. So you see here he is very, very, very angry, Atya Marshana. And he is described here as Durasada, that he is like unapproachable. You cannot go near him. It's very difficult. And Duratya is unconquerable. And Chanda Jaba, he has a very ferocious speed at which he was running, Abhyadravat. And then what he did, see, he was very clever, that he is coming with his mouth open as if he is going to bite you, but then suddenly he turns and he kicks. And horses as well as donkeys, when they kick with both legs. They lift, and that's very powerful kick. So they can break your teeth, your chest, anything, wherever they hit. Their hoof very strong. So this is what he tried. So he came in front of Krishna, running at a great speed. So Krishna will think, he was thinking that Krishna will think that he's going to bite me with his mouth, but then he comes and turns and kicks. So Jaghana Padmyam. Here he says that he hit him, but he did not really hit him. Means he kicked in the air, because Krishna is not that easy to. So Sakesi tam Shri Krishnam nisamya drishtva Durasadah अन्ये निकटमपि गन्तुम अशक्य दुरत्यः कुतः पुनरतिक्रमतुं शक्य. So that case he saw Krishna, so at least he had darshan of Krishna. But then he is so foolish that after having his darshan he turns his face away from him and gives his back. So this is what Asura is, cannot face him. So he is called here as Durasada. Durasada means unapproachable. Unapproachable, not that he is some big person, but he is so ferocious that people were scared to go near him. And Duratya, then definitely if you cannot go near him, how will you conquer him? So therefore he is unconquerable. So that's how he came. So what did Krishna do? So Krishna is trained, because he deals with bulls, cows who also kick. So he knows how to protect himself. So when he kicked, he went down. So his kick went up in the air, and anyway he was tall. So his kick was up in the air and Krishna is small, so he went down. So that is called ducking. Right? So he ducked like a duck. And so his kick went west. And then he says, Tadvanchayitva tamadhoksha pragriya dorbhyam parividhya padayoho savagyam utsrijya dhanu satantare yathorgam tarksha suto vyavastitaha So then Krishna is called here as Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja means who is beyond sense perception. So how can you reach Krishna? How can you kick him? He is beyond even mind. How can you reach him by your foot? So, but Krishna also now, he showed his anger. So he fooled him by ducking. And then what he did, he was very quick. When the kick came, he went down. And then when the kick was up in the sky, he went up and caught hold of the both legs. So now the horse is only on two legs. And he is kicking his legs. Now you cannot do anything. If there is a four-legged animal, anyone can try this with a cat or a dog. That you hold their two legs and lift him there, what the dog will do? There is nothing he can do. Or cat, can they do anything? No. Because with two legs they can't do anything. They can't jump with two legs. So he caught hold of these two legs and then he rotated him in the air few times and then he threw him half a kilometer away. So he went up and he says that he threw him in a very disrespectful manner. Generally you hold somebody's leg, you catch somebody's feet, you pay respect, right? So he did not want to give this idea to Casey. Because Casey may think, oh, he's surrendering to me. He's catching my feet already. So no. So he says, Pragrihya means holding, Dorbhyam with his arms, Parividhya, Padayo, and he rotated him. And then Savagyam Utsrijya, then in a very disrespectful manner threw him away. He says, don't be so puffed up. Dhanu Shatantare, hundreds of dhanus, means one dhanus is considered as about 4 hands. So that much distance away. And he gives an example, Yatha Urgam Tarksha Suto Vyavasthita. Just like Garuda can catch a snake and then throw him away. Sometimes cat plays with the rat. You may have not seen Garuda playing with the snake, but you may have seen cat playing with the mouse. So they catch the mouse and then mouse is scared to death. Then they leave the mouse. And then mouse will run. And he will catch again and then leave. Because this is how the mother cat trains the baby kitten. They train them like that. I've seen it. That the baby kitten will be there. So the mother cat will catch the mouse from somewhere and bring it in front of them and leave it there. They train them. So then the kitten run to catch it, but they cannot. So the mouse is running away, then the mother will catch them again and bring them back. So that's how she trains them, because it's their food. So Garuda also throws the snake like that, and then snake runs. Then he catches him again, because where will he run? Garuda can fly wherever he goes. And after doing this, then Krishna, he stood in his own place. He held his ground. So Vyavasthita. So tat hananam vanchayatva tam dorbhyam swahastabhyam hantum prasari tayopadyo pragrihya parividya brahmitya visheshena swasthanam eva avasthita. So tat hananam means his kick, that which he was trying to kill or hurt Krishna. So Krishna vanchitva, he fooled him, and then with his both hands he caught hold of his legs to kill him. Hantum prasari tayopadyo, the legs which were now spread in the air, so he caught them. And parivridhya bhramitya, so he circled him in the air, visheshena svasthane vastita. And after that, vyavastita, so he remained situated in his own place. He did not run away or did anything else. He says, let me see now, let him come back again. So now this Casey, he fell off at a long distance, and for a minute he lost his consciousness, because throw somebody like that, your head will reel and then you fall down from up. So then, but he came back to his awareness, and then he again attacks. So salabdha sangya punaruthito rusha vyadaya keshi tarasa patadharim sopiyasya vaktre bhujamuttaram smayan praveshayamase thorgam bile. So coming back to his normal state, he stood up, and now he was very angry because he did not expect this. See, sometimes when unexpected thing happen, you don't like it. So he was very angry, and now he again attacked with his open mouth, Vyadaya Keshi, Tarsa. Very quickly, he again attacked Krishna. Tarsa Apadatharim. So he came with an open mouth. So he said, oh, you want to eat me? So what Krishna did, that he put his hand inside his mouth. He said, here, eat. You want to eat? Here it is. I give you. Generally a horse is not non-vegetarian. But what can he say? He says, you want to eat grass? There is plenty of grass here. Why are you coming here? You want to eat? Okay, I give my hand. So Krishna put his hand in his mouth. Vaktre bhujamuttaram smayan praveshya mase yathor gambile. So it's just like the snake enters into the hole. Snake cannot make his own hole. Rats, mouse, they can make because they have teeth. Snake doesn't have teeth like that. So snake is always looking for the rat's hole, and then he goes inside that and lives. So both he gets a house as well as food. Right? The house and the food both are ready-made. That's what snake do. So once one cat died, she went to heaven. She was a pious cat, so has to go to heaven. So she was received by Saint Paul is there at the gate. Peter, Saint Peter, yeah. Peter, not Paul. So Saint Peter welcomed him, and he asked, my dear cat, what do you want? He said that when I was on earth, I had tough life. He says, all the time these dogs were chasing me, Indian cat, you know. And if I went to somebody's house, then people chased me. So I had a rough life, so please let me live peacefully. So he says, no problem. So he gave him the key. Says, room number 22. So go, AC room, nice bed, everything. Tell me what food you want, we'll supply it. So cat was very happy. She got the keys, he went there, room was nice, clean, pakka bathroom, everything. Water on the table. She was very happy. So after some time, there were 4 or 5 rats who also came in heaven. So Peter received them also. And then he asked them that, what do you want? He says, look, on earth we had a very rough time. He says, all the time these cats were chasing us. And we have to run inside the hole. If you come out, then snakes are there. So please, our feet, they're completely worn out. We can hardly walk. So he says, don't worry, I will give you skates. So he gave 4 skates to these 4 rats. And now they're so happy. They're on the skates going around in heaven, very happily. So after a few days, Peter was taking a walk and he saw that the cat was sitting under a tree relaxed. So Peter asked, hey cat, how are you doing? Is everything all right? Your room is fine? Anything you need? He says, no, Saint Peter, everything is fine. And the best thing is the meal on the wheel. So this is what he's saying here. Pravesya maase thorgam bile. So Sangya Chetana. So Sangya means Chetana, consciousness. Sangya also means name. So just to make clear, he's saying. So Vyadaya Mukham Prasarya. Vyadaya means opening the mouth. This Vyadaya comes in. Where did it come? Did it come in Karaka Prakara? Okay. Under what context it came, I don't know.
The heel crack?
Yeah. Right. Atmanipadi and Parpadi something. Okay, so Vyadaya Mukham Prasarya. So he opened his mouth. Harim Prati Apadata Dravat. So he came towards Krishna, running. So Harirapi Smayamana iti Kimare Grasitum Ayasi. So when he came, then Krishna, he smiled at him. And he asked him, oh, are you coming to eat me? He asked him, are you hungry? He says, are you hungry? Kimare grasitum ayasi, do you want to eat me? He says, okay, eat. So he did like this, when you want to tease somebody in India, you shake your thumb. Have you seen this? In the West, they don't do it. In India, if someone does like this, means he is teasing you. So this is a sign of teasing India. ऐसा है उड़ीसा में भी करते हैं ऐसा नहीं करते हम नहीं here in North India you do like that so if you do like this means forget it see? So Krishna did this to him so Vangasthum Angushtam Darshitva Utram Vamam Bhujam Yathaiti so then by doing like this like he said means he's really making him more angry and then he put his left hand inside his mouth Vam Bhujam Yatha Mushakam Ghataitum Mushak Bile Yatha Kaschid Uragam Praveshyati. So just like a snake may enter the hole of a mouse to eat the mouse, like that he entered. He's put his. Sometimes Krishna's arms are also compared to the snakes, right? So like that snake is going inside the hole of the mouth of horse. And tathaiva keshi pranaghatartham tasya vaktare. So this he says that not that snake is going by his own will, but the snake charmer may put the snake inside. Snake charmer has the snake and there is a hole. So he wants to get rid of the rat. So he brings a snake and puts it inside. So the snake will get the food there. So like that he made his hand go inside. Keshi pranaghatartham tasya vaktare. Why he did this? He says he did this to kill Keshi. Urgasya saspriham akashtam eva yatha syat tatra pravishati tathaiva bhujo api pravivesha. He said just like the snake goes very easily to eat, snake has no problem going inside, so like that his hand went inside to kill him. So that's how it is. Danta nipetur bhagavad bhujas prashas keshinas taptamaya sprisho yatha bahuscha taddeha gato mahatmano yatha mayaro samvivridhe upekshitaha. So now, but what happened that when he put the hand inside, the Kesi thought that okay, now I'm going to bite his arm. But when he tried that, all his teeth fell off. He has taken an appointment with the dentist. He asked the dentist phone number to Kamala. So all his teeth fell off. Just like if you touch your teeth to something very hot, your teeth will fall down. So Krishna's arm seemed like a hot iron rod to Kesi. It was hard and hot. So when he touched it with his teeth fell off. And then he choked him. Could not breathe. That is in the next sloka. That's how he will die. So that's why he says Danta nipetur Bhagavan Bhujas Prashasti. So all his teeth fell down by touching the arm of Krishna. Why? Taptamaya sprisho yatha. It was as if he was touching a hot iron rod. And Bahuscha taddeha gato mahatmano. Krishna's arm appeared like that to him, and this arm inside his mouth, it became big in size. How it became big in size? To make something big, you have to feed something there, nothing. It's just like disease. If you catch disease, you don't need to feed the disease, and disease will increase by itself. Right? So it says, Yatha maya samvivridhe upekshite. It says if you don't take care of the disease, if you don't treat your disease, then disease will increase. So like that, like untreated disease, Krishna's arm increased in size. And just as the disease will kill you ultimately, like that his arm will kill him. So that's how it was. So hanta danshtra karale tasya vaktra vivare nilotpala mrinala sukumaras tasya bhuja katham pravivesha iti sankakulam rajanam tattvamaha. So hearing the previous verse where it said that Krishna put his hand inside, then the king became very worried. He says, alas, alas, how is that Krishna's soft arm, which is like the blue lotus stem, very tender, how is that it went inside the terrible teeth of the Kesi? So then Sukdev says, don't worry, his teeth fell down. Dantaiti. Charvanaya bhagavad bhujam sprishanti tathate danta nipetu nirmultaya petu. So to bite the arm, he used his teeth, but his teeth fell off from the root itself. Why? Taptamaya loham sprishanti. He says it was just like trying to bite the hot iron rod. Sprishanti sprishaiti padarthayatha. Iti karmani shashti bhavo dhai ramudam uttam. Here there should have been shashti. Kartri karma shashti kriti hoge. But it's not used here. Nilotpal sukumar shitalam apitad bhujam. Ati santapta vajram nirmitam eva kesi svadantai sprishtva amanyata iti bhava. So the meaning is that although Krishna's arm is very soft, tender, beautiful, but to him it appeared like a hot iron rod, and therefore when he touched it with his teeth, the teeth fell off. So why is that the arm appeared like that? Did the arm become like that? No. He says, Pittena dune rasne sitapi tiktayate. Just like if you are sick with fever, then sweet food appears bitter to you. Like that soft arm of Krishna appeared very hard to him because of his mood. Just like we will see when Krishna will go to Mathura, all his body is very tender and soft as we have been reading, but the wrestlers will see him as if he is made of stone or iron. Malla Namasni. So this is because of their own bhava. Krishna appears differently to different people according to their own mood. And Vavridhe iti Vriddhi Raghasura Vyakhya. And then his arm became big and big in size, just like when he entered inside Aghasura, and then he increased inside, and the Aghasura choked, could not breathe, and he died. So same thing happened here. Amayo Jalodaram. So Amaya means disease, but here is talking about a specific disease. It's called Jalodara. I don't know what is it called in English, where sometimes because of water infection or something, the stomach swells. What is it called in English? Do you know? Jalodar? Dropsy, I think dropsy. Yeah, dropsy. Previously it used to be quite common in the villages because people were drinking water from here and there. So many people used to get this. So we'll stop here if there is any question. Yes.
What was the significance of Casey running at the speed of the mind?
He wants to kill.
But I mean, that seems like an interesting analogy. Like the speed of the mind.
Just I said that he is very enthusiastic. And I said that if you want to fight, you have to be enthusiastic. If you want to finish your enemy, don't delay.
So, but that means that at the time that this was written or spoken, that everybody knew that this about the speed of the mind? Like, I would have said like at the speed of a race car, but they didn't have a race car then, you know? So I was just wondering, was that like common knowledge about manas back then?
Yeah, of course. It is known.
I would like to know if Keshi represents some specific type of asuric bhava, just like we had Putana before and others who represent something specific.
He must represent something, but I specifically don't remember. In the commentary they don't write anything. My understanding is Casey is Kamsa consciousness. If you want my speculation. K-C. K for Kamsa, C for consciousness. That's what Casey is. He is so devoted to Kamsa. Anything else? Okay.
Question is, if Krishna have enthusiasm, there is a mic. If some devotees have enthusiasm, some devotees have enthusiasm, but can make mistake and make without control. Not speak before the spiritual master and have some mistakes. This is Krishna forgive him.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.